Therapy is a form of treatment that aims to resolve mental and emotional issues. So what are these emotional issues? These emotional issues can be stress, disappointment, pain, difficulty at work. These emotional issues can also be having disorders, OCD, PTSD, having trauma, having anxiety. These disorders also include bipolar, schizophrenia, So, and my question today is, why do we think therapy is such an absurd thing? Why do we think, going to the therapy, oh, no, that's not for me. They'll say, so I'll have to go and share my problem with somebody. No, I cannot sit down and talk about it. So you want to give us a death note first before you know how important therapy is, Okwaya? See, today, just come close. We really need to talk about cheap ways to do therapy. It doesn't mean you have to go and see somebody. Sometimes it gets to that point. But let's start with the cheap deals. Let's start with the cheapest ways of doing therapy. Therapy can be as cheap as journaling. Just write your thoughts down. Like, write it down. Like, therapy can be as cheap as picking up your phone and calling dad, calling mom, calling your sister. In fact, some sisters are good therapists. I know sisters that are good therapists. Sometimes therapy can be as cheap as doing an exercise routine. It can be as picking up a new exercise routine. It can be a new tennis, long tennis, swimming, running, jogging, hiking. Sometimes therapy can be as cheap as babysitting. Just choose a family and tell them, today I want to babysit. I just want to be with the children. Yes. And it can also be as cheap as taking nature walks, listening to good music, listening to soul music, that can, it can be as cheap as meditating. It can be as cheap as picking up your Bible and reading. Yes, I said so. So why do you think therapy is not for you? Why do you think, no, therapy is a crazy move? So why do you think that therapy is for the rich? If you're beginning to have crazy thoughts, if you're beginning to watch horror movies, if you're beginning to think of 101 ways of dying in Nigeria, if you're beginning to think of what is the easiest way I can kill myself, don't even Google it. Just come close, hold my hands and listen carefully. You need therapy. And I said it before, it can be as cheap as going to the dentist. And it can be as cheap as eating good food. Like I said before, don't think therapy is not for you. Don't think you're too big for therapy. Don't think, no, it's for white men, it's for Oyibo, it's for Ndocha. Therapy needs you. You need therapy. In fact, what am I even saying? Everybody in Nigeria needs therapy, period.